Hello everyone, I'm Sarish Tulpikar and today I'm going to solve the past papers of ICAT's Mathematics Contest, session 2025 for grade 9 and 10. Question number 1, the table shows the number of students in 3 classes. Here, a chart is given in which the class, number of boys and girls in each class are also given. If 20% of the boys and 25% of the girls from all classes are selected for a competition, how many students are selected in total? Option A is 20 students, option B is 22 students, option C is 24 students, and option D is 26 students. So here let's find out the sum of the number of boys in each class. For that we will add 15, 18 and 12. The sum is equal to 45. As we are interested in 20% of the boys, so we will calculate the 20% of the 45, that is equal to 9. Now we have to find out the number of girls as well. If we plus 20, 22 and 18, the sum is equal to 60. So here we will calculate the 25% of 60. We can convert 25% as 0.25. When we multiply it by 60, the answer is 15. It means that 25% of 60 is 15. Now we will sum them up, like 9 and 15 is equal to 24. So 24 students are selected in total. So we will select option C here. Question number 2, you have 3 coins, one of which is counterfeit, like lighter. Using a balance scale, what is the minimum number of weighings needed to find the counterfeit? Option A is 1 weighing, option B is 2 weighings, option C is 3 weighings, option D is 4 weighings. So 2 has equal weights and only 1 is lighter. So after just 1 weighing, we get the lighter one. So that's why we'll select option A here. By using 1 weighing only, we can find out the counterfeit. Question number 3, 5 years ago, our father was 4 times as old as his son. In 5 years, he will be twice as old. What is the son's present age? Option A is 5 years, option B is 10 years, option C is 15 years, and option D is 18 years. So here, S represents the son age and F represents the father age. In the first part of the question, it's mentioned that 5 years ago, the father was 4 times as old as his son. So that's why we have subtracted 5 from the ages of father and son both. And as father is 4 times then the son's age, so that's why we have written 4 with son's age. We can multiply 4 inside the bracket, so our first equation is ready here. Now in the second part of the question, it's mentioned that in 5 years he will be twice as old. So now we are going to make another equation. As we are talking about the future, that's why we have added 5 into the ages of father and sons both. Now here, as the father will be twice of his son's age, so that's why we have multiplied 2 with son's age. Now we will solve equation 1 and 2, like we will subtract equation 2 out of equation 1 and then we will get S is equal to 10. So we can say that son's age is 10 years, which is our option B. Question number 4, how many 3-digit even numbers can be formed using digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 without repetition? Option A is 12, option B is 24, option C is 36 and option D is 48. As it is given in the question that number should be even, so we can say that first place can be filled in 2 ways using either 2 or 4. Then at 10 place, we can write 4 numbers, so 10 place can be filled in 4 ways. For example, if we have written 2 at the ones place, so we are left with 4 numbers like 1, 3, 4 and 5. So any number can be written at tens place. It can be 5, it can be 4, it can be 3 or 1. And if we are writing 4 at the ones place, still we have 4 options, 1, 2, 3 and 5. So any number can be written at tens place. So that's why we can fill this place in 4 ways. Then the 100 place can be filled in 3 ways. because let's suppose we have written 2 at the ones place and 3 at the tens place. So 3 options are still left, like 1, 4 and 5. So any number can be written at the hundreds place, like it can be 1, it can be 5, it can be 4. So that's why we are saying that tens place can be filled in 3 ways. Now let's multiply the numbers, that is equal to 24. So we will select option B here. The 3-digit even number can be formed using digits from 1 to 5 without repetition in 24 different ways. Question number 5. A cargo ship from Shanghai to Rotterdam, which is 19,000 kilometers, has speed of 24 knots, that is 44.45 kilometers per hour. Fuel consumption is 12 tons per day. Suez Canal shortcut saves 3200 kilometers but cost rupees 8.5 millions, which is actually the tax of using Suez Canal. Now compare cost taking the canal versus longer route if fuel cost rupees 32,000 per ton. So 4 options are given here. Option A is canal cost rupees 7.35 millions more. Option B is canal saves rupees 2.92 millions. Option C is both routes cost equal. And option D is canal saves rupees 4.3 millions. So let's calculate the cost for the longer route first, which is from Shanghai to Rotterdam. For longer route, the time is equal to distance by speed. Here the distance is 19,000 kilometers and speed is 44.45 kilometers per hour, which is equal to 427.45 hours. So we can say that this much time will be taken on the longer route. Now we have to find out the fuel which will be consumed in 1 hour. It is given that the fuel consumption is 12 tons per day. To convert it into hours, we will divide 12 by 24, which is equal to 0.5 tons. Now to find out the cost, we will multiply the time by the fuel consumption, multiply the fuel cost, which is 32,000 per ton. That is equal to 6,839,200 rupees. So this is the total cost for the longer route. Now let's find out the cost for the Suez Canal shortcut. For that, the distance will be 15,800 because it is mentioned in the question that this shortcut route saves 3,200 kilometers. So we will subtract it out of the total distance, which is 19,000. So we are left with 15,800 kilometers. The fuel consumption per hour is same, which is 0.5 tons. Now let's find out the time. We will divide distance by the speed. Speed is 44.45 kilometers per hour. That is equal to 355.46 hours. So this much time will be taken if we use the shortcut route. Now let's find out the cost. For that we will multiply the time by the fuel consumption by the cost of fuel, which is same for the shorter route as well, that is 32,000 per ton, plus 8.5 millions, because it is mentioned over here that the Suez Canal shortcut saves 3,200 kilometers, but it cost 8.5 millions more. So that's why we will add it into the cost. So the total cost for the Suez Canal shortcut route will be 14,187,360 rupees. So we may say that the canal shortcut route costs 7.35 millions more. So we'll select option A here. Question number 6. Pipe A fills a tank in 4 hours. Pipe B empties it in 6 hours. If both pipes are opened with the tank half full, how long will it take to fill the tank completely? Option A is 3 hours, option B is 4.5 hours, option C is 6 hours, and option D is 8 hours. So it's given in the question that pipe A fills the tank in 4 hours. So we can say that one tank is filled in 4 hours. So our rate is 1/4 tank per hour. Then pipe B empties the tank in 6 hours. So the rate is 1/6 tank per hour. It will be negative because we are talking about the emptying the tank. So let's find out the net rate. That is 1/4 minus 1/6. If we take LCM of 4 and 6, it's 12, and after subtracting these fractions, we get 1/12 as our answer. Now, it is given in the question that half of the tank is already filled. So it means we have to fill rest of the half. So we have to find out the time, which will be calculated by dividing amount to be filled by the net weight. So here half tank is to be filled, so we'll divide it by 1 by 12. After solving it, we get 6 hours. So we will select option C here. 6 hours will be taken to fill the rest of the tank completely. Question number 7. An electricity bill charges rupees 5 per unit for the first 100 units, rupees 8 per unit for 101 to 300 units, and rupees 10 per unit beyond 300 units. If a household uses 450 units, what's the total cost? Option A is 2500 rupees, option B is 3100 rupees, option C is 3600 rupees, and option D is 4200 rupees. So for first 100 units, the charges are rupees 5 per unit. So we will multiply 5 by 100, that is equal to 500 rupees. Then 8 rupees will be charged for 101 to 300 units. As there are 200 units, so we will multiply 8 by 200, that is equal to 1600 rupees. Then rupees 10 will be charged per unit for the units beyond 300 units. So from 300 to 450 there are 150 units, so we will multiply 10 by 150, that is equal to 1500 rupees. Now let's add up all the values, which is equal to 3600. So we will select option C here. The cost of is 3600 rupees. Question number 8. The starting and finish lines for a race in Harrison are 3 centimeters apart on a course map. If the map uses a scale of 1 centimeter is equal to 2 kilometers, how far apart are the starting line and the finish line in real life? Option A is 5 kilometers, option B is 6 kilometers, option C is 7 kilometers, and option D is 8 kilometers. So here, the map scale is 1 centimeter on the map is equal to 2 kilometers in real life. So as 1 centimeter is equal to 2 kilometers and our distance is 3 centimeters. Now we will convert 1 centimeter into 2 kilometers. So that will be 3 multiplied by 2 kilometers, which is equal to 6 kilometers. So we will select option B here. Question number 9. A silver coat rack was marked up 70% from an original purchase cost of rupees 3034.82. Last Wednesday, Monica sold the coat rack, earning a 15% commission on the sale price. How much commission did she earn from the sale? So the markup price is 70% of the purchase cost, which is 3034.82 rupees. If you multiply 0.70 by the purchase cost, the markup price will be 2124.37 rupees. Now the selling price is the purchase cost plus the markup price, that is equal to 5159.19 rupees. Now let's find out the 15% commission for Monica as well. So we will multiply 0.15 by 5159.19. So the commission is 773.88 rupees, which is our option C. So we will say that the commission she earned from the sale is 773.88 rupees. Question number 10. Your friend asked you to guess a 2-digit number. The sum of the digits is 12 and the unit digit when divided by the tens digit gives the result as 3. Which of the following is the number? Option A is 39, option B is 66, option C is 93, and option D is all of these. So our first option is 39. The sum of 3 and 9 is 12. And if we divide 9, which is at ones place, by the number that is at tens place, that is 3. So the result will be 3 because 3 3s are 9. So 39 fulfills all the conditions of the question. So option A is the correct option. So if we look at option B, the sum of 6 and 6 is 12. But here when we divide the number at the ones place by the number at the tens place, like 6 divided by 6, the answer is 1, which is not correct. Similarly, in option C, the number is 93. The sum is 12, but when we divide 3 by 9, the answer will be a decimal number. So that's why we will select option A, which is the only correct option. Question number 11. Two friends, Jacob and Ella, are going to depart from their houses and ride their bikes towards each other until they meet and then have a picnic. Jacob can bike 10 kilometers per hour, while Ella can bike 19 kilometers per hour. If their houses are connected by a straight road that is 15 kilometers long, in how long will the two meet? Option A is 0.252 hour. Option B is 0.501 hour. Option C is 0.517 hour. And option D is 0.581 hour. So to calculate the time, we need to find out the net speed first. The Jacob speed is 10 kilometers per hour and Ella's speed is 19 kilometers per hour. If we plus 10 and 19, the total is 29 kilometers per hour. That is our net speed. Now, the time can be calculated by dividing distance on speed. So the distance is 15 kilometers and speed is 29 kilometers per hour. The answer is 0.517 hour. So we will select option C here. The both will meet after 0.517 hour. Question number 12. A feedlot in Washington country has developed its own blend of grains for horses. The blend includes oats, which cost rupees 501.85 per kilogram, and feed corn, which cost rupees 151.85 per kilogram. Overall, the mixture costs rupees 256.85 per kilogram. If a worker at the feedlot is mixing up a batch and starts with 130 kilograms of oats, how many kilograms of corn should he add to make the blend? So four options are given to us. So here the cost of the oats per kg is 501.85 rupees and the cost of the corn is 151.85 rupees. The total cost of the mixture is 256.85 rupees. According to the question, the weight of the oats is 130 kgs, but the weight of the corn is unknown, so we can suppose that the weight of the corn is y kg. So now we will form an equation in which we will multiply the price of the oats by the weight of the oats, and we will plus it with the price of the corn by the weight of the corn and divide it by the sum of the weights of oats and corn. Then we'll put it equal to the total price of the mixture, that is 256.85. When we will solve it to get the value of y, the answer is 303.33 kgs. So we can say that 303.33 kg of corn is added into the mixture. So we'll select option C here. Question number 13. An 8-character password uses uppercase, lowercase, digits, and 10 symbols. How many are the total possible combinations? So four options are given to us here. So there are 26 uppercase letters and 26 lowercase letters, 10 digits, and 10 symbols. So if we find out the sum of these numbers, the total is 72. And as it's an 8-character password, so we will find out 72 raised to power 8, which is approximately equals to 722 trillion combinations. But that is not present in the given options. So we can change the condition, like maybe they have used 26 uppercase or lowercase letters with 10 digits or symbols. So in that case, the total will be 36 because 26 plus 10 is equal to 36. So again, as it's an 8-character password, so we can find out 36 raised to power 8, which is equal to approximately 2.8 trillion combinations. So we'll select option A over here. So we can say that the total possible combinations for an 8-character password using uppercase, lowercase, digits, or symbols is 2.8 trillion combinations. Question number 14. Regan works at a stable and is going to horse ready to ride. There are 2 saddles and 2 saddles blankets in the tack room. There are 9 different bridles. Finally, the horse is competing in the show today. So Regan wants to braid one of 2 different ribbons into the horse's mane using exactly one of each item. How many different ways can Reagan prepare the horse? Option A is 9 ways, option B is 18 ways, option C is 36 ways, and option D is 72 ways. So we will multiply the number of choices for each item. Like there are two saddles, so there are two choices. There are two choices for saddle blankets, 9 choices for bridles, and 2 choices for ribbons. So when we multiply all these four numbers, the total is equal to 72 ways. So we'll select option D here. He can prepare his horse in 72 different ways. Question number 15. Two groups of volunteers are cleaning up the football stadium after the homecoming game. Volunteers from the Band Booster Club have already cleaned 12 rows of bleachers and will continue to clean at the rate of 7 rows per minute. The leadership class has completed 9 rows and will continue working at 8 rows per minute. Once the two groups get the point where they have cleaned the same number of rows, they will take a break and decide how to split up the remaining work. How long will that take? In dash minutes, the group will clean dash rows each. So, Band Booster Club has already cleaned 12 rows and the rate was 7 rows per minute. So, the total number of rows which are cleaned by Band Booster Club is equal to 12 plus 70. Similarly, we can see for the leadership class as well, they have already cleaned 9 rows with the rate 8 rows per minute. So their total number of rows which they have cleaned is equal to 9 plus 80. Now we will set the both equations equal to find out the value of t, that is t is equal to 3 minutes. We will put the value of t into the both equations. Here we can say that the Band Booster Club will clean 33 rows in 3 minutes and Leadership Club will also complete or clean 33 rows in 3 minutes. So the answer is in 3 minutes the groups will clean 33 rows each. So we'll select option A here. Get home. Question number 16. Ben and Sophia just met up in a Richmond for a afternoon and now it is time for them to get in their cars and head home. Ben heads due east at 83 kilometers per hour and Sophia heads due west at 95 kilometers per hour. How long will it be until they are 59 kilometers apart? Four options are given here. So the Ben speed is 83 kilometers per hour and the Sophia speed is 95 kilometers per hour. Let's calculate the net speed by adding both the speeds, which is equal to 178 kilometers per hour. Now we have to find out that how much time they will take until they are 59 kilometers apart. To find out the time, we will divide distance, which is 59 kilometers, by the speed, which is 178 kilometers per hour. That is equal to 0.331 hour. So as the answer is in minutes, so we will multiply the answer by 60 to convert it into minutes. That is equal to 19.88 minutes, which are approximately 20 minutes. So we'll select option A over here. They will take 0 hours and 20 minutes until they are 59 kilometers apart. Question number 17. An online ad says buy 3 get 2 free and buy 2 get 1 free, which gives a better discount if each item costs rupees 1000. Now 4 options are given to us. So in the first offer, we are going to pay for the 3 items and we will get 5 items in total. So we will multiply 3 by the cost of the item, that is 1000, and divide it by the 5, which is the number of items we are going to get in this offer. The answer is 600. Now we will subtract it out of 1000. The remaining number is 400. To calculate the discount rate, we will divide 400 by the cost of each item, that is 1000. So this is 40%. Now let's calculate the discount rate for the second offer. Here we are going to pay for the 2 items, but we will get 3 items in total. So we'll multiply 2 by 1000 and divide it by 3. The answer is 666.67, and when we will subtract it out of 1000, the answer is 333.33. Now let's find out the discount rate for this offer, that is 33.33%. So it's quite obvious that the first offer is more reasonable, in which we have to buy 3 items and get 2 free, that is a 40% off. Question number 18. A league has 6 teams playing each other twice, home or away. How many total matches are needed? If each match requires 3 hours, how many days are needed if 4 matches occur daily? Option A is 15 matches in 4 days. Option B is 15 matches in 5 days. Option C is 30 matches in 8 days. And option D is 30 matches in 10 days. So if each team plays 1 match with every other team, in that case, Team A will play 5 new matches with Team B, C, D, E, and F. Then, as Team B has already played with Team A, so this time it will play with Team C, D, E, and F. So there will be 4 new matches for Team B. Team C will play with Team D, E, and F because it already has played with Team A and B. So there will be 3 new matches for Team C. Similarly, there will be two new matches for Team D, 1 new match for Team E, and there will be no new match for Team F because all the opponents are already counted. So here, if we look at that, then there will be 15 matches in total. As it is mentioned that each team played twice, so we'll multiply 15 by 2, that is equal to 30. So there will be 30 matches in total. It is given in the question that each match requires 3 hours. So we are going to find out the total time which will be taken during these 30 matches. 30 multiplied by 3 is equal to 90 hours. So the total time for these 30 matches is 90 hours. Now again it is given in the question that 4 matches occur daily. So let's find out the time of the matches for 1 day. For that, we will multiply the number of matches in 1 day by the time of 1 day, that is equal to 3. So 4 multiplied by 3 is equal to 12 hours. So in 1 day, they can play matches for 12 hours. Now as we have to find out the number of days, so we will divide the total time of 30 matches by the time that is taken in 1 day. So 90 divided by 12 is equal to 8. We will select option C over here. There 30 matches will be played in 8 days. Question number 19. A peacock is sitting on the top of a pillar which is 9 meters high. From a point 27 meters away from the bottom of the pillar, a snake is coming to its hole at the base of the pillar. Seeing the snake, the peacock pounces on it. If their speeds are equal, at what distance from the hole is the snake caught? Option A is 9 meters, option B is 12 meters, option C is 15 meters, and option D is 18 meters. So the pillar height is 9 meters, which is vertical side, and the snake starts 27 meters away from the pillar base, that is our horizontal side. As the snake moves towards the pillar base, the peacock flies straight down from the top of the pillar to catch the snake somewhere along the ground. So we can say this is our hypotenuse because it's like a slant side of the right angle triangle. So if speeds are equals, distances traveled are equal, since time is also same, we can say that D is equal to distance snake is from the hole when get caught. As the total distance from the pole to the snake is 27 meters, and at distance D the snake got caught, so we can write it as 27 minus dm. Now the peacock travels the hypotenuse, which we can calculate by using the Pythagoras theorem. That is base square plus height square is equal to hypotenuse square. So to find out the value of hypotenuse, we can take the square root of 9 square plus distance square. As distances are same, so we can put both equations equal. That is 27 minus d is equal to square root of 9 square plus d square. Let's take the square of the left hand side of the equation, as we have to remove the square root. Then we will solve it. Here d square is cancelled with d square. So we can write 729 minus 54 d is equal to 81. and we will solve it. The answer is 12. So we will select option B here. So snake was 12 meters away when it was caught. So we'll select option B. Question number 20. Mr. Norton is a volunteer coordinator for a company that puts on running races. Last year, the company organized 9 short races and 8 long races, which required a total of 1,181 volunteers. This year, the company organized 6 short races and 8 long races, which required 1,046 volunteers in total. How many volunteers does each type of race require? It takes dash volunteers for a short race and dash volunteers for a long race. So 4 options are given to us. So here, let S represents the short races and L represents the long race. It is given in the question they organized 9 short races and 8 long races last year. It required a total of 1,181 volunteers. So we can form our first equation on the basis of this information. Then next year, the company organized 6 short races and 8 long races, which required 1,046 volunteers in total. So this is our second equation. Now we can subtract equation 2 out of equation 1. 8L will be cancelled with 8L and we will left with 3S is equal to 135. To get the value of S, we'll move 3 on the other side, which will divide 135. So the value of S is 45. So we can say that we require 45 volunteers for the short races. Let's put the value of S in equation 2 to get the value of L, that is 97. So we will select option A over here. It takes 45 volunteers for a short race and 97 volunteers for a long race. Question number 21. An EV charging station costs rupees 10 per minute for the first 30 minutes, then rupees 5 per minute. If a car charges for 45 minutes, what is the average cost per minute? So 4 options are given to us here. So here let's find out the cost for the first 30 minutes. For that we will multiply the cost per minute by the time, which is 30 minutes. So 10 multiplied by 30 is 300 rupees. Then we know that the car charged for 45 minutes. So out of 45 minutes, 30 are done. So 45 minus 30 is 15. So we will find out the cost for these 15 minutes as well by multiplying rupees 5 by 15, that is equal to 75. Let's add the values, that is equal to 375 rupees. As we have to calculate the average cost per minute, so we will divide the total cost by the total time. That is equal to 375 divided by the 45, which is equal to 8.33 rupees. We'll select option C over here. The average cost per minute is 8.33 rupees. Question number 22. A tweet gets 10,000 shares in day 1. If shares triple every day, how many total shares occur by day 5? So 4 options are given here. So a tweet gets shared 10,000 times on day 1. So on day 2 it will be 30,000 because triple of 10,000 is 30,000. Then on day 3 it will be 90,000 because triple of 30,000 is 90,000 if we multiply 3 by 30,000. Now if we multiply 90,000 by 3, the tweets will be 270,000 on day 4. Then triple of this number is 81,000. So that is the total number of tweets on 5th day. Now let's add all the values, which is equal to 1,210,000. So we'll select option D over here. So the total number of shares on day 5 will be 1,210,000. Question number 23. A leaking tap wastes 30 milliliters per minute. How much water is wasted in 30 days? So 4 options are given here. So it is given in the question that 30 milliliters are wasted in 1 minute. But we have to find out that how much water is wasted in 30 days, and we need answer in liters as well. So we will convert milliliters into liters and minutes into days. So according to the question, 30 milliliters are wasted in 1 minute. Now there are 60 minutes in 1 hour, so we'll multiply 30 by 60. As there are 24 hours in 1 day, so we will multiply 24 as well. Then we need to find out that how much water is wasted in 30 days, so we'll multiply the numbers by 30. So the total amount that is wasted in 30 days is 1,296,000 milliliters. Here, as we need answer in liters, so we will divide the number by thousands because there are 1000 milliliters in 1 liters. So our answer will be 1296 liters. We will select option A over here. So 1296 liters are wasted in 30 days. Question number 24. How many times do the hour and minute hands of a clock overlap in 96 hours? Option A is 24 times, option B is 36 times, option C is 88 times, and option D is 99 times. So here, the hour and minutes hands coincide 22 times during 24 hours. The overlap times in a 24-hour period can be at 12, 1, 5, 2, 10, 3, 16, 4, 21, 5, 27, 6, 32, 7, 38, 8, 43, 9, 49, and 10, 54. After that, again 12 will come. So here, the number of times are 11 here. Then we are talking about 12-hour times, but in 24 hours, we will double the number, which is equal to 22 times. As it is given that we have to find out that how many times it overlap in 96 hours. Let's convert it into days by dividing 96 with 24, which is equal to 4. So we have to see that how many times it collide in 4 days. So 22 multiplied by 4 is equal to 88. So we'll select option C over here. It collides 88 times in 96 hours. Question number 25. You want to see your friend's laptop. When you asked about the password, your friend told you that the password is the next term in the following sequence. What is the password? So 4 options are given here. The first term of the sequence is 1. The next term is 1, 1, which is telling that 1 is present 1 time in first term. Then the third term is 2, 1, which means that there are 2 ones present in the second term. Then it is written 1, 2, 1, 1. It means that there is 2 only 1 time and 1 only 1 time. Then in the fifth term, it is written 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, which is related to term 4 because there is only 1, 1, only 1, 2, and ones are repeating 2 times. So it is written 2, 1. According to that, we can form our next term that will be 3 ones, 2 twos, and 1, 1. So we will select option C over here. The next term is 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1. Question number 26. Jim's favorite hockey player can shoot a hockey puck at a speed of 108 miles per hour. What is the speed of the puck in feet per second? So 4 options are given to us. So there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile and 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. So we will multiply 108 by 5,280 to convert miles into feet. The answer is 570,240 feet. Now we will divide it by 3,600 to change hours into seconds. That is equal to 158.4 feet per second. So we'll select option C over here. The speed of the puck is 158.4 feet per second. Question number 27. 3 sets of English, Urdu and mathematics books have to be stacked in such a way that all the books are stored topic-wise and the height of each stack is the same. The number of English books is 96, the number of Urdu books is 240, and the number of mathematics books is 336. Assuming that the books are of the same thickness, determine the number of stacks of English, Urdu, and mathematics books. So here 4 options are given. So it is given in the question there are 96 English books, 240 Urdu books, 336 math books. Let's find out the ratio. 96 ratio, 240 ratio, 336. Now we need a common factor to divide all these numbers. The common factor is 24, but here we can break it down and divide it by a smaller common factor, that is 4. So when we divide all these numbers by 4, we get 24 ratio 60 ratio 84. It is still divisible by 4, so we will divide it again by 4 and we will get 6 ratio 15 ratio 21. Here we can see that all the numbers are divisible by 3. So the common factor here is 3. So we will divide these numbers by 3 and we'll get 2 ratio 5 ratio 7. So we'll select option A here. There will be 2 English books, 5 Urdu books and 7 mathematics books. Then the height of each stack will be same. Question number 28. 7 times a 2-digit number is equal to 4 times the number obtained by reversing the order of its digits. If the difference between the digits is 3, what is the number? So 4 options are mentioned here. So let the 2-digit number be 10x plus y. Here we have written 10 because it's the tens place. So x is the tens digit and y is the ones digit. Now the inverse of this number will be y plus 10x. Now it is given in the question that the first number is 7 times, then the 4 times of the second number. So we are going to solve our equation and then we get final equation like x is equal to 2y. So we will move 2y on the left side of the equal to form our first equation. Now it is given in the question that difference between the digits is 3. So we can form our second equation like this. Now we can subtract equation 1 out of equation 2. So the final equation that we will get is 2y minus y is equal to 3. We will solve it to get the value of y. That will be 3 here. So we will put this value in equation 1 to get the value of x. That is 6. Here the number will be x plus 10y, and if we put the values of x and y in the equation, we get 36. So we will select option A. The first number is 36. Question number 29. A rupees 25 million solar plant saves rupees 3 million per year in energy costs with 5% annual maintenance cost of initial investment. How long will it take to break even? Option A is 8.5 years, option B is 10.3 years, option C is 14.3 years, and option D is 15.3 years. So according to the question, the cost of the solar plant is rupees 25 millions and yearly energy savings are 3 millions. Now we have to calculate the yearly maintenance, which is 5% of 25 millions. We can write 5% as 0.05 as well. And when we multiply it by 25 millions, we get 1.25 millions as our yearly maintenance cost. Now let's find out the net yearly savings by subtracting the maintenance cost out of savings. So it's 1.75 millions. Now to find out the break even or find out that how many years it will take to break even, we will divide the total cost, which is 25 millions, by the net yearly savings, which is 1.75 millions. After solving it, we get 14.29 years. So we will select 14.3 years because 14.29 is equal to 14.3 years. Question number 30. Yash scored 40 marks in a test, getting 3 marks for each right answer and losing 1 mark for each wrong answer. If 4 marks had been awarded for each correct answer and 2 marks been deducted for each incorrect answer, then Yash would have scored 50 marks. How many questions were there in the test? Option A is 18 questions, option B is 20 questions, option C is 24 questions, and option D is 28 questions. So let C is representing the correct answers and W is representing the wrong answers. So it is mentioned in the question that Yash scores 40 marks in test, getting 3 marks for each correct answer and losing 1 mark for each wrong answer. So we can form our first equation on the basis of this information, that is 3c minus 1w is equal to 40. Now it is given that 4 marks has been rewarded for each correct answer and 2 marks been deducted for each incorrect answer. Then Yash would have scored 50 marks. So on the basis of this part of the information, we can form our equation 2. Here we can see the coefficient of w is different in both equations. So to make it same, we can multiply our equation 1 by 2. Then we get 2 over here with w as well. Let's subtract equation 2 out of equation 3, and in this way we will get the value of c, that which is equal to 15. Then let's put the value of c in equation 1 to get the value of w, which is equal to 5. So here we can see that he has done 15 questions correctly and 5 questions incorrectly. So the total number of questions Yash has attempted are 20. So we'll select option B over here, the 20 questions. So there were 20 questions in the test. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe the channel.